Dino Dan from Cypress, California, and you're watching the Barbecue Central Show.
Start the game! Let's go!
We'll do it live. Okay. Well, do it live! I'll write it and we'll do it live!
So to get that perfect barbecue, you use wood. Are you sure it's safe? Whatever. We put the lighter fluid on, strike the match, and... Oh! Should we call the fire department? That might be a good idea.
Welcome to the really big Barbecue Central show. This is the show where we talk about all things important in the world of barbecue and grilling. The show originating from the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame city, Bomb City, USA, Cleveland, Ohio, the barbecue capital of the North Coast. I'm your program host, Greg Rempe. Happy to have you aboard here on your Tuesday evening's live fire fun and frivolity show. If you would like to get in contact with the show this evening, or you would like to follow the show during off-show hours, here's how you do all that.
You can get in touch with the show by sending an email to Greg at bbqcentralshow.com. Follow us on all the social media channels at BBQ Central Show. And be sure to subscribe to the show podcast feed on your favorite podcast platform.
Anything else you would like to find out about the show, you can find at the main website, thebbqcentralshow.com. And here's what's happening in case you get the newsletter. Coming up in about 12 minutes from now, second time on the show, first time about a year and change ago. Folks, when you think of open fire, live fire cooking, how many people do you think of right off the top of your head? It's only one man. Al Frugoni joins the show once again. And we're going to talk, yes, about the most recent meetup in Hondo, Texas. Al's hometown, Hondo. Hondo, also the lead character of my favorite TV show, SWAT. Not the old SWAT, but the new SWAT, Hondo, who also used to be Derek Morgan for Criminal Minds for any number of decades. Then he transitioned out of that cop role into the cop role of SWAT. Anyway, we're not talking about TV trivia, although there's a arrow in your quiver for TV trivia if you ever need it. I almost came up with his real name, Shamar Moore. Look at me! Look at me. Al Frugoni coming up in about 11 minutes from now. We're going to talk about the meetup, as I'd mentioned. And then we're also going to finish that segment with the news that is just starting to make waves across competition circles, especially as it relates to one Memphis in May and not one Smoke Slam. Did I say not?
Andrew, you are
Not Smoke Slam. Right. If you missed last week's show, we kind of touched on it with Rasheed Philips, who I'll mention again here in just a moment. But we'll be talking about what's happening at the 2026 version of Memphis in May and how that includes an Al Frugoni and this whole open fire concept. And then after Al Frugoni, we will welcome back for the last time in 2025, creator of Another Pint Please, two-time author, my pal, and not yours, Mike Lang joins us. So we'll get a little bit of a Thanksgiving recap from Mike Lang. We'll also talk about gifts that he is recommending for this holiday season. So whoop-de-doo and dickory dock. Always enjoy not only talking with Mike, but looking at Mike not only at him directly, but the shot that he has picked out and the great camera that he uses. I don't know. Maybe I've asked 7 or 10 times what exactly the setup and the process that he uses, the computer and all this stuff. I never feel like it's going to work out for me. And I don't know if I want to blur the majestic city of one Bomb City, USA behind me with that short field of vision or depth of field or whatever the hell they call it. They being the artistes of video and photography. I'm probably not using the right words. However, Mike comes on the show, has a better shot than the host, and that rarely happens. Every now and again. But Mike Lang always has a better shot at your host, and if it's your first time tuning into the show, it's well worth 35 past the first hour just to see Mike's setup and to see how loud and proud he's coming in, as we say on the CB radio. And by the way, I always monitor Channel 19 on the CB radio. Also, you might be wondering, Remps sound a little dry. Indeed, I do sound dry. A lot of smacking going on. I have just the hint of a cold that has not evolved into a full-blown cold. Why? Because I use Joe B's that I have for decades. This is as bad as it gets. So it's not terrible. Add on a little Advil, cold and sinus. Dries pretty much everything out on top of the Joe B's, which helps me not devolve into a full-blown medical event. So take your Joe B's, JOEBEES.com. And that'll bring a close to the first hour and move to the second hour. Not sure exactly when, because it sounds like there's a live TV hit going on in San Diego, California. But we will have, for the last time in 2025, a Sam the Cooking Guy segment, come hell or high water. Just not sure exactly when he's going to be popping in within that second hour time frame. But he'll be there, and we'll recap his holiday and his Thanksgiving this past Thursday, and also what he might be suggesting, not just in the shopstcg.com storefront, but if somebody he knows or somebody he knows is asking, hey, what should I get for my person who's a real culinary foodie type person? What are the gifts that Sam is recommending this year? So that's how it's setting up. 14 past the first hour, Al Frugoni. 35 past the first hour, Mike Lang. And then sometime in the second hour, a Sam the Cooking Guy. Don't forget, you can follow me socially on the Instagrams, the Twitter, the TikToks, the Snappy Snaps, and the LinkedIns, all with the handle at BBQ Central Show. And we say good evening to those of you watching tonight through one of the video streaming platforms. 2 currently available. You can go to facebook.com/BBQ Central Show, or you can watch on YouTube, which is youtube.com/@BBQ Central Show, where we have a new Would You Rather YouTube poll question of the week that we're asking everybody, including all guests. Question of the day. Would you rather eat peanut butter and jelly every day or grilled cheese every day? And currently 67% of you are saying grilled cheese. Oh, come on. It's PB&J. Gang, I'm with you. In my mind, I'm thinking I want to have grilled cheese every day. There's no doubt. You can switch it up. You can use different kinds of bread. You can use different kinds of cheese. You can put mayo on the outside of the bread one day. You can put butter on one side of the bread. The next day, you can put mayo on one half and butter on the other half. On the third day, it's a crazy change-up. But gang, EOD, it's grilled cheese every day. You are going to die within 2 years, maybe less. Or, and I know none of you are, except for maybe 2, you're going to have to work out like a maniac to keep from those arteries closing up at what would be breakneck speed at that point. If you can only eat grilled cheese every day, you're going to be dead in 2 years. You could be one of the most healthy people on earth and then switch it up to grilled cheese every day. You're going to be the least alive person in 2 years. Maybe 5. trust me, if a car wreck doesn't get you, if some kind of medical ailment doesn't get you outside of the heart attack, the grilled cheese will get you. Please consider revoting and choosing the right answer, peanut butter and jelly. Again, different kinds of bread. However, you're getting protein with the peanut butter. You can go light on the jelly. You can opt for different kinds of jelly. A lot of different options for PB&J. Delicious. And if you're weighing it out between the two, more nutritious than grilled cheese every day. Results of the poll question from last week. Would you rather face a fork in the road or pick between three doors? 74% of you said you'll take that fork in the road, and I agree. Holy shit, am I dry. We have no Al Frugoni yet. I feel like we're ahead of the schedule. Is that right? Smoking Joe's Pit Barbecue. Greg, your wife is packing her lunch tomorrow. It includes 2 grilled cheese sandwiches. No doubt. No doubt. Well, we'll go anyway. Because, but where is it? Stand by. Did I not punch it up? I was right there. Yes. Here it is. I don't know what the hell I did. Hey, it's the Smokin' Pecan Pellets. Let me reset my time here. Let me make sure. Al? Oh, there it is. Okay. Yep. There we go. Hey, are you looking for more smoke flavor out of your pellet smoker? Yes. Of course you are. Let's be honest. Sometimes it tastes more like a fancy oven, not a smoke machine. Do you want that stick burner flavor without the stick burner work? Who doesn't? Maybe you're one of those guys that likes tending fire all day long. Okay, you do you, boo. Sometimes you don't feel like it. You can use the Smokin' Pecan Pellets. Look no further than the Smokin' Pecan Pellets, or should I say pecan pellets, which are made out of 100% pecan shells. That's right. Nothing but pecan shells. No filler, no binder, no artificial flavor enhancers. Your meat will thank you. Your wallet might thank you as well after you realize you're not paying for sawdust. Smokin' Pecan Pellets are a premium cooking pellet that burns hotter, lasts longer. That means your pellet smoker will consume less pellets compared to most other pellet brands. More time to relax, less time refilling that pellet hopper. Dare I say, a mini vacation? Indeed. Their pecan shell pellets have a robust flavor that pairs well with a variety of meats, including beef and pork and chicken and fish. Get the smoke, burn the shells. It's a lifestyle, as we've said here week after week. Promo code for the Centralites looking to save 10% every time you buy the Smokin' Pecan Pellets. BBQ Central at checkout is the code. BBQ Central all together. Because let's be honest, who doesn't love a good discount, especially when it becomes to delicious barbecue or BBQ? Whatever you like. The website to use this special code, smokinpecan.com, SMOKINPECAN, smokinpecan.com. And again, the promo code is BBQ Central for 10% off this order and that order and then the next order. You see? It keeps going. You keep saving when you keep buying. I just loaded up my pellet hopper Thursday for a Traeger turkey, believe it or not, with Smokin' Pecan Pellets. Delicious. Right out of the box. Unlit. Smells delicious. And then a more noticeable smoke flavor. Am I going to sit here and tell you, oh, that's pecan? No. But I know that there's smoke there this time around. That's the difference. Smokinpecan.com and code BBQ Central for 10% off at checkout. We will be back with an Al Frugoni right after this. Stick around. We'll be right back.
You're listening to the Barbecue Central Show. Broadcasting live from the Barbecue Central Show studios in Cleveland, Ohio. You're listening to the Barbecue Central Show. Once again, here's your host, Greg Rempe.
Welcome back. This portion of the show being brought to you by Fireboard, makers of Fireboard 2, Fireboard Pro, Fireboard Spark, Fireboard Beacon, and the wireless Fireboard Pulse. When you use the Fireboard app and all your stuff is connected to your Wi-Fi, you have total access to all devices anywhere in the world. Find out more by visiting fireboard.com or call 816-945-2232. Good folks over at Fireboard. Diane Me asking this question. How much ash did the pecan pellets produce? Diane, we know it's pecan, correct, first, number one. That's what we do know. We learned that last week. Diane, that would have involved me taking off the deflector tray and having started with a completely clean and sucked out Traeger grill. And I did not do that. I'm sorry. So I can't tell. I didn't notice the first time around with pecan pellets that there was more or less ash. I did notice that there was a more sensory, dare I say, olfactory noticing of smoke, but more importantly, a more enhanced actual taste of smoke that was on the meat with pecan pellets. Again, smokeandpecan.com. Gang, my first guest tonight has made his show debut back in June of 2024, if you can believe that. When one thinks of open fire cooking specifically, they are mostly thinking of this guy. And tonight we're going to continue that conversation of the live fire meetup, amongst other things. We welcome back Argentinian, Texan, and most importantly, businessman Al Frugoni to the show. Hey, Al.
Hey.
Al,
how are you guys?
To start
doing
off,
good?
We're doing great, and we have a would you rather YouTube poll question of the week that we're asking everybody, including all guests. So, Al, would you rather eat grilled cheese every day or peanut butter and jelly every day?
Grilled cheese.
All right.
No question asked.
62% of the YouTube voting public agreeing with
Easy.
one Al Frugoni. I said peanut butter and jelly because, while my mind is saying grilled cheese, I fear you're eating grilled cheese every day, you're going to be dead in 2 years because grilled cheese is probably not that healthy. However, you can't argue with taste. I agree with you on that aspect. But I want to live a little longer than 2 years. So I picked peanut butter and jelly, but to each his own. Al, take me back to the genesis of the very first live fire meetup and what you wanted it to look like the very first time around.
Well, that started in 2021, right after the lockdown from COVID, right? It was like the plan was to get together with some fellow influencers, right? That you become like I said, e-friends, right? Online, you start following each other and you start commenting and maybe phone calls, right? So I met a few of the guys on events and stuff, but I wanted to get together with a group of guys and girls, right, on the influencer world mainly. That's where I was, and I did it, and I planned the event in Texas, in Bernie, in my hometown, and I used to have a shop there, so they all came. There were like probably 15 of us, and we took the internet by storm. But only that, at that time, it was like a couple of guys we knew about open fire, but all these big guys, they didn't know anything about open fire. So, and they were so interested in learning, and the whole weekend was about learning. It's about sharing, our cultures, our different recipes, right? Or what we know, kind of share the passion, right? That we all share, and it was. And the bond was created there. It was so amazing, right? And then is when I decided to do it again next year, and that's officially in 2022 is officially the first open fire meetup because we open to public. We partnered with a charity group that they were helping the first responders. So that's how everything started, and that's when we cooked the whole steer for the first time. I remember I called Big Habs and I said, "Build me a cross for a steer," and he did, and we cooked a whole steer for the first time in open fire, and that was the first one in 2022. And up to today, now it's like it became massive. We have the numbers we had last month was this month actually. No, last month, November. It was impressive. We had a sold out event, 2,700 people. We sold out one day before. We let in a lot of people that drove like for 4 hours, and I didn't know we don't have tickets. Okay, we let a lot of people in. We got more than 500 because the meetup is 3 days, right? It's Thursday, Friday. It's a private event, invite only, industry only, right? That is what the brands get together, us, the influencers. Now, as you know, the competition world is coming to this. Last year they started. We have a lot of competition people. So the meetup became kind of like it's like my vision was, and we are like doing it. It's like bringing all the barbecue world together, right? And this year, for the first time, we have the restaurant tours, like Ernest Cervantes from Burnt Bean, #1 in Texas, was there. John Bates from Interstellar. He was the first Michelin star of barbecue. So we got the competitors, we have the influencers, we have the restaurant tours, we have the brands. So it's a big, massive reunion. And that first 2 days, we were over 500 people. So that's crazy it is, right? And this Saturday is open to public.
Are you trying to continue to grow it, or can you max out to where you need to manage it safely?
Oh, I wanna. And we're gonna talk about this in a while, but I wanna like reply it. I don't know that the Texas Open Fire Meetup is I want it always to be the reunion of the barbecue world, right? So to answer your question, probably not. We're not gonna make it bigger, right? Yes, more guests are gonna come. You have to come, right? It's about time. Okay. So yes, more guests, but on the general public, on what we do, I don't think we have. I don't think we're gonna grow it more. We wanna keep the Texas one very like oriented on the reunion and the get together. Let's say, right? And of course the competition side is important. It's like give us a purpose to be there, right? Everybody's like, everybody's like very focused on the competition as well. So it's a overall a great time, and but we wanna. Yes, we're gonna make it bigger, but not in Texas. We're gonna take it nationwide. We wanna make it, reply it, kind of the same concept in different places.
With this specific event in Texas, 2,700 public individuals coming in, maybe more letting in through the gate that drove a little further and weren't aware of what was going on or what they needed. How are you ensuring food safety at an event like this, especially with so much food that's out in the open cooking versus being in like closed cookers?
Well, we have to follow several rules, right? To have everything enclosed. All the prep has to be under a cover, right? If it's an open pit, it doesn't need a cover or a base. But we follow all the Texas rules, right, or conditions, and every team has to have the food handler. We have a cold storage there. Yeah, it's pretty, I would say, difficult. It's pretty like you have to take care of that. I think in Texas we are not as bad as other states. Like I heard people doing events in California and other states, and it's super mega complicated. But in Texas, it's more like you still have to abide by the rules, but it's not as crazy, right?
Well, I had Rasheed Philips on the show last week, and I asked him if he thought that this style of cooking, let's call it open fire cooking, would you call it asado otherwise, or are you okay with open fire cooking?
I like open fire cooking. Yep. I want to separate, like, open fire cooking is cooking without a lid, right? It's of the family of no lid, right? But you can say live fire. When you say live fire, I think it's a fire that is alive. It's not, it's not propane, it's not electricity, right? So a live fire could be an offset smoker, it could be a ceramic grill, could be a kettle, Weber. That fire is alive and you have to maintain it. So live fire for me is everything that it burns no, like with propane or electricity or any other outside source, and an open fire will be something that is without a lid, right?
So I asked
No
him.
enclosed, let's say.
I asked him if he thought this style of cooking was going to replace what competition barbecue did for the industry, let's say 10, 15 years ago. What do you think?
I don't think so. It's not gonna replace. It's gonna like give more options to people, right? Like the same, like I don't know, the pellet grills before they exist, right? It's like people. I don't think the pellets replace anything. I think pellets brought more people into barbecue, right? I think the people that like to do offset smoker, they keep doing it, right? So I think open fire is gonna be the same. It's gonna be expand. It's a natural expand for people that are like the backyard cooks, right? That they already have 4 or 5 grills, right? When I started all this, I started because I wanted to sell grills. That was my plan, and 90% of Americans that buy a grill, an open fire grill, they already own 2, 3, 4, 5 grills. You know what I mean? They're already kind of experts. They already, they cook in pellet grills or Kamados and they want to expand into open fire. And all these guys that now are my friends or people that I keep in contact, they keep smoking, they keep doing what they do, but also they do open fire. So I don't know. That's a good question. I don't think, because the barbecue culture in here in America is so huge, right? It's so rooted into the culture in America. I don't think nothing gonna replace that. Again, my opinion. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
Hey, everybody's got an opinion. So for the next half of this interview, I want to talk about something huge. And we briefly touched on it last week with Rasheed. But for the first time, perhaps ever, at least as long as I can remember, Memphis in May is adding something different to their 2026 program, and it is a live open fire challenge.
Mm-hmm.
You've been at Smoke Slam the last 2 years. So I guess the question begs, is this, with you going to Memphis, is this something that you sat down, you had like a mob meeting with the heads of the family, Smoke Slam, Memphis and May, and you said, I want to make you an offer I can't refuse? Do you pitch it and you see which one goes first? Does somebody approach you first? How does that whole thing work out?
No, not exactly. Okay, so as you know, I'm a business guy. So when Kel Phelps approached me to do Smoke Slam 2 years ago, and that was a paid gig. I went. I mainly went through Kel and everything on the deal and everything. Last year we did it again, but it's more like, and I don't have nothing bad to say about them. They're pretty nice people, but they're like more like business oriented, right? Okay, I want this service, I want this show, I want this many samples. Here it is, right? And this is the price. Let's do it, right? So that's it. They called me a few months before each year, right? I don't have another relationship. And again, I'm not saying there's nothing wrong, right? But that's just business, pure business with the people in Memphis. I started the conversation a year ago, or more maybe, right? And I already committed my word to Smoke Some, so I couldn't, my word means something, so I couldn't do it. But with them, the conversation was always about barbecue. I told them my vision, what I wanted to do. I told them I don't want to do like a show. I want to do something meaningful. I want to bring this open fire, to a world scenario, right? So and they're super cool. They breathe barbecue like us, and we had so many conversations and then we started sharing the same vision, and it was honestly, it was still is pretty cool working with them, right? When they're barbecue people, right? They're like, and again, I'm not saying nothing wrong about the other one, but the Memphis, they breathe and live barbecue, and they understand what is happening with open fire, and they wanted to partner. They really want me there. Everything that I asked them if we can do, they were like, great, that's a great idea, right? They're like super, super cool, right? So, and for us, it's, 3 years ago, I went to compete in Memphis with a bunch of cast irons and open fire, and people were looking at me crazy. 4 years actually. I went, and And actually, we walked the stage. People, I remember Malcolm Reed saying to me, "Al, I heard you're gonna hang some ribs. You have balls, dude." And I was like, I don't know. And we went and we ended up walking the stage in turkey category, and that was pretty cool. And that was my only competition that I did in my life. So, but I remember 4 years ago being there, and now partnering with them is like amazing. It's a dream come true, right?
What specific elements of the whole open fire meetup event that you're bringing to Memphis in May did organizers find most appealing, inevitably leading to this whole green light situation?
Say that again. Like, what is the best?
What
Sorry.
elements did Memphis in May find most appealing in order to say, yeah, let's go ahead and do this?
I think they like on the business side. I think they like the crowd, the open fire. The fact that you're going to a place that you can actually eat, and you have a show. I think that's the most appealing thing for them. Was that we are able to bring the crowd, right? Because you have to add also to the open fire show. We are all influencers, and we all like have millions of followers. So we also bring a lot of crowd, right? And we can push people. And I think they like that, to start bringing more people to Memphis in May and to enjoy, and they have something to do, right? And then on the competition side, it's like they realize that this is something that is growing fast and is growing big, and they wanted to do like a proper competition. They feel like it needs to be represented on the world stage, the open fire, right? And I think that's fantastic. I like that.
How's it going to be judged? It's not, and correct me if I'm wrong, you still have Memphis in May. It's pork, it's ribs, it's shoulders, it's whole
Yes.
hog. You have the whole judging aspect that they've always done for a billion years. This is not
Yes.
going to be a similar judging scenario, is it?
No, it's not. We're going to take care of that too. And we're going to do, actually, it's inspiring in Memphis in May, but we're going to do like we do everything is like on-site judging. So it's going to be 15 teams, right? And we're going to have 3 sets of judges that they're going to judge 5 teams, and they have to go and they have to cook everything open fire. They have to do, the rules are not there yet. We actually, tomorrow we have a very important meeting to finalize this, but it's going to be a multi-dish meal, right? It's going to be like, I think we're going to do, I don't want to say because maybe,
right. Don't spill it
but
yet.
it's going to be like a 4 dishes, and it's going to be judged on site, and you have to tell your story. You have to tell how you cook it. The difficulty of the cook is going to be judged as well, right? If you hang, or if you cook, or if you do asador, and then they're going to be, out of these 3 groups, they're going to be 3 finalists, and they have to do it all over again. And it's going to be a category on Memphis. It's like an ancillary. It's going to be Thursday, and the awards is going to be also Thursday.
So when a team wins the overall, do they technically qualify as a Memphis in May open fire world champion at that point?
Exactly.
Really?
Yeah. And you're going to walk the stage, the same trophies. Like, so we're going to have the first ever. That's amazing, huh?
Do you see a time when that part of it is somehow going to meld together with the traditional Memphis in May, so whoever wins the open fire category might have a shot at winning the overall grand championship?
I don't know. I don't know about that. I know we're going to grow it fast, and because people are going to like that. I think we're going to be one of the biggest categories in a 5 years, let's say. Again, I don't know, but I think a lot of people are going to start like getting more and more, if more teams we have, more importance we're gonna have, right? But that's my dream, like in 5 years to be one of the big categories, right?
Do you see open fire cooking? I'm just using this because it's the first thing I can think of, being like a KCBS where you're going across the nation, potentially the globe, but you're doing an open fire cooking contest across the nation on any given weekend.
Yes,
Wow.
yeah, we have that vision. We are working on that. Yes, again, we can start partnering with existing tournaments, right? And then we can bring but that's I know Greg, for sure that barbecue in general, but open fire, when people, is in my personal experience, when I see my neighbors, I see the sons of my son's friends, I see people online, when they start cooking open fire, their lives improve, right? It's like kind of like you, again, barbecue in general, right? But open fire has something special that, and again, my personal experience that happened, right? It made me go through a lot of bad moments, and I know a lot of people. So honestly, it's like I feel like I have a mission that is spread the open fire cooking, right? And this is the way to do it, right? Like, and this is, again, I don't know, social media is important, but this is like real stuff, right? People, you gotta have eyes. I'm hearing your show because of this. So this is, spreading. I know it sounds cheesy, but honestly, it's my grain of sand that I want to put here, in this country that I picked to live in and I love. And it's kind of like me giving back, right?
Al Frugoni is the best, and he's going to change Memphis in May forever, starting May of 2026. I'd love to have you back on here over the next couple months as we lead into it, just so we can kind of build that interest and learn all the goings on. In the meantime, you can check Al out at alfrugoni.com or follow him on Instagram and other social media. Al, appreciate the time tonight, and we will talk to you again soon.
Thank you for having me, man.
You got it.
Bye-bye.
Al Frugoni right there. Oh, my goodness. I mean, turning the competition world on its ear, shaking the very foundations. Also, we learned something new that maybe we didn't know, or has confirmed in our mind that some of us would have thought. Memphis in May. I don't think this is even talked about 3 years ago, 4 years ago, as adding anything to what the typical program had always been. But there's been changes, new CEO, vice president, marketing team. They're a lot more adept. They're a lot more liquid. They're a lot more open to new ideas. And this thing that Al is putting together, proof of that, no doubt. I mean, this is a huge break in tradition. Good for Al. All right, Mike Lang is in the green room. We'll get to him here in just one moment. And before we do that, I will talk to you quickly about our pals over at Primo Grills. I mean, what do we love about Primo Grills? We love that they're fuel efficient. We love that they can achieve low and slow temperatures for traditional barbecue meats. We love that they can get rip-roaring hot for the high-temperature grilling of steaks and other thin cuts. But we all know what's missing in these traditional line of cookers. They're round, and it's really hard to do true two-zone cooking. That's why we love the Primo. It's got a game-changing oval design. Gives you that ability to execute that two-zone setup that you desire. Also, giving you the other ceramic grill benefits as well. Only sold through dealers. So you got to find one near you. Go to primogrill.com, find that dealer, visit in person, and then buy the one that best fits your needs. primogrill.com. Follow them on Facebook and Instagram. And we're back with Mike Lang right after this. Stick around.
You're listening to the Barbecue Central Show. Howard Stern, Jim Rome, Dan Patrick, and Greg Rempe. The Mountain Rushmore of talk show entertainment. Now, let's get back to the Barbecue Central Show.
We thank Al Frugoni for joining us last segment. alfrugoni.com, this portion of the show being brought to you by Pit Barrel Cooker, the most unbelievable outdoor cooking device on the planet, currently available in 3 sizes with a host of accessories. It doesn't matter if you're a beginner or a professional, it's just a cooker you want to add to the arsenal. You visit pitbarrelcooker.com and then tell them I sent you. Maybe Noah or Amber will actually answer the phone. Who knows? My next guest tonight is back for his last quarterly appearance here in 2025. You can follow him socially at Another Pint Please and on his latest account, grillographer.cut on the IGs. You know him from his work with industry leader Weber, his book One Beer Grilling, and his latest effort, NASCAR Race Day Eats. Then I mentioned that he is an inaugural member of the Barbecue Central Show's Guest Hall of Fame. Oh, the way back in 2018, we welcome back Mike Lang to the show. Hey, Mike.
Hey, Greg, how are you?
I'm well. We have a Would You Rather YouTube poll question of the week that we're asking everybody, including all guests. Mike, would you rather eat grilled cheese every day or peanut butter and jelly every day?
Grilled cheese.
Cheese, all right. So Al Frugoni picked grilled cheese as well, and 69% of the YouTube voting public picking grilled cheese. I said to Al, my heart says grilled cheese as well, because fat is flavor, and we love all that fun stuff. But I think if you eat grilled cheese every day, you're going to be dead in 2 years. So I opted for peanut butter and jelly, a little protein in the peanut butter, definitely some sugar in there, also sugar in the jelly. I'm not too keen on that. You can't get away from the bread, of course. You could toast the peanut butter and jelly, have grilled PB&J as well. So you almost have like a grilled cheese. Am I doing anything to convince you to stay alive with me?
I think you're arguing against yourself, frankly.
Oh, okay. Well, then, no, I'm not doing a very good job whatsoever. So, Mike, along with the landslide of 70% agreeing that grilled cheese is the way to go. Mike, Thanksgiving reflections, traditional and unconventional. So we welcome you back here for the final chat of 2025. Let's go ahead and start last Thursday. Highlights of your family's Thanksgiving celebration this year.
Completing it.
You made it.
It is, well, my wife's family is huge. So we host 30 people here at the farm in the grill studio. So it's not like a leisurely Lang Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
It is much like an event. So we made it through. It was a great time. Everything turned out great, but boy, it is a slog.
How do you even begin? So I cooked for 12 people. So, I mean, less than half the amount of people that you're doing. How do you even begin to, or how much ahead of time are you prepping? What are you prepping? And then during the actual day of, is pretty much everything done except the turkey, or is there a lot of mania going on still?
No, in fact, I promised Erica this year we'd be way ahead of the curve. And thankfully, I do a lot of larger events and some catering work. And definitely anytime I'm doing a production, you've got, if you're on time, you're late. So oddly, it's for family stuff where actually I'm usually late, but this year by only about 30 minutes. But yeah, a lot of prep done ahead of time. The big proteins are obviously going to happen that day, but if you're dry brining a turkey, that starts the day in advance. And there's some other tips, you can use for things like mashed potatoes. Make them early, mash them. Don't involve, cream or milk or butter until you're getting ready to serve. Then heat that up. That can then go into cold potatoes, and it's just so much easier. They turn out great, and it's less hassle for you.
Thinking about the meal, what were the absolute traditional staples, the must-have dishes that your family really enjoyed?
Those are pretty much the ones that we provided. Family brought other things as well, but we've got a grilled turkey, we've got a smoked ham, we've got 2 different kinds of stuffing, we've got mashed potatoes, we've got mac and cheese. Those are the core principles for us, so we take care of those. And I think even on the stuffing side, we did them 2 ways. I've got a grilled stout stuffing that I always do that's on Weber.com. And then Erica had a recipe from my dad that he likes quite a bit. So we knocked both of those out. But you've got to have the staples.
So you mentioned ham. Are you seeing, or am I just now catching up to everybody else, pulled ham? I heard Todd Bullock mention it a couple Tuesdays ago. First time I'd really ever heard about it. Started doing some deep diving, started seeing some people doing it. It appears you're cooking it just like you would a pork butt till, 210, whatever pullability is. And then you, instead of pulled pork, you have pulled ham. And I'm not turned off by the idea, but am I behind the curve on this one?
No, I've heard of it. I've never done it. I think it's like anything else. We look at what we always make and think, well, how can I do that different to make it interesting or clickable? And it never has appealed to me to try. I mean, ham is kind of a lark anyways, because you're buying basically a pre-cooked ham that you're reheating and hopefully applying your own glaze to it. So it's not quite like rocket science. My brother-in-law's like, the ham was great. I'm like, I just really kind of heated it up to 125. That's probably the best tip I can give to you. But yeah, it's out there, but just one of those things like it's kind of a fad. And
you're not going to do it?
Do it.
You're not going to do it?
No.
What if I say by whatever time next quarter when we come back in 2026, we will have agreed to have made a pulled ham and can compare notes on if we like it or not. We don't have to post it. I mean, look, you can follow my social media and tell right away I haven't posted dick in like 2 months. I'm terrible at it, but you're way different than me. We can agree not to post about it necessarily and feed into the click frenzy, but we can have a high-level discussion on, is it trash or is it something that we would do again? Can we agree?
We should definitely do that. I think it'd be great. Yeah.
All right.
I need different things like that to keep myself busy.
Yeah,
so,
right.
yeah.
Let's go ahead and put that on the docket for the first thing to talk about in the quarter one of 2026. So we know you're always experimenting, especially with the grill. Do you incorporate any non-conventional cooking methods or unexpected dishes into the Thanksgiving spread this year?
No, it is usually tradition 101. You know, if anything, I guess it's traditional and not traditional. It's like holding your meat, holding your protein. I want that turkey done an hour ahead of time. I'm going to stick it in a Cambro and let it rest. And I think that's going to help give you buffer. That's not really a traditional way of doing it. I think for most people, it's like turkey's done, get it out, carve it, let's go. We're already running behind schedule. But for me, I'm thinking, okay, well, actually, my on time is an hour before service. So let's get it in the Cambro, let it rest, carve it the last seconds, and then we can hit the table.
Where's your finished temp on turkey?
155 I'll pull in the breast, and then carryover usually goes about to 165.
Spatchcock?
You know, oddly, no, I went traditional this year. This was my 10th turkey in the last 4 weeks.
Wow.
So I'm usually turkeyed out with projects for Weber and for Ace. And I was just wanted something traditional, put it on the Summit Kamado, which I had not used yet for anything. And I've been spatchcocking, rotisserieing, bean can turkey, and then everything under the sun. So just very traditional, very Norman Rockwell-esque.
Is this, of all of the holidays that we're celebrating during the course of a year, is this the holiday that really mandates traditionalism and staying within a defined box almost?
I think it's a balance with that and also the eating habits of your friends and family. Now, I would love to do goose, duck, something totally different, and that could be more Christmassy, I suppose. But unfortunately, I think I'd be in the slim minority as far as who would actually enjoy it. And the whole idea, of making food for your family as everybody enjoys it. I'm not going to make something is just catering to me. But I think on the whole, depending upon the adventuresome of your guests, you are certainly in certain pockets.
All right, so Thanksgiving's done now. You've probably eaten through all the leftovers if you had any, and we're now looking straightforward into the rest of the holiday season. So that always entails gift giving, and people like us are always getting the question, oh, my husband, oh, my wife, oh, my same-sex lover is a big live fire person, and what should I get them for Christmas this year to make it look like I really care? Because they really just like to eat the food that we're preparing and try to enhance our ability to continue to feed them for free with food that they like. So holiday gift-giving crunch, it's here for the barbecue fanatic that's aspiring to be an even better backyard cook. What's your top must-buy gadget or accessory recommendation this year?
Yeah, it's a twofer. You've got to get a really good instant read thermometer and a good timer, period.
Every year?
Yeah, every year.
Yeah.
I was looking at them last night. I was like, I need another one for inside the house. So yeah, and you know what? If you are an avid live fire cooking person, you probably have worn the numbers off the buttons. You may know where they are, but it's still kind of nice to look down and say, okay, that is a 4 I'm pushing. So yeah, I mean, get a new one every year, upgrade it. There are a lot of different options out there. Mechanical, even on your phone, you can have paid apps, but definitely thermometer, timer.
All right, let's talk about prep here. Any specific rubs that you're recommending this year?
This is totally self-serving, but Ace Hardware has a line of rubs and sauces called Loudmouth, which I did a bunch of work for them when they launched. I'm doing some more work for them now, but they are fantastic. And I forget how many thousands of Ace stores there are in the country, and they're almost at every Ace store. And they've got some great varieties, some sweet heat. Sauces are great. You see them if you're Ace, check them out. I've been using them quite a bit, so I'm kind of in that wheelhouse and enjoy them immensely.
All right, so outside of Loudmouth, what about sauces that you would recommend to people if they're asking?
Make your own.
Make your own. Look at you.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so hard, Mike. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things. If you're
Do
in
you
a hurry,
know
it's
if
great.
you subscribe to my show newsletter, you get my homemade barbecue sauce as a thank you? Did you know that?
I did. You know, a funny story. I just subscribed to your newsletter not but like 3 weeks ago.
I know, I was busting your balls. Did the recipe come to you though as a thank you?
No, I got to check my
What?
spam folder now because you said it and I totally forgot. I was like, oh, yeah, I just subscribed to that.
Oh no.
I have not seen it. No.
All right, well, if
Check
you can
your read
remember or when you listen back tomorrow and get reminded, please check your spam in case I clean my spam out like 5 times a day because I hate anything in any box, but double check and make sure. If not, I'll go ahead and take a photo of the real recipe that's in my 3-ring binder that I refer to every once in a while. Make sure you have it. All right, so that's sauces. Looking beyond tools and ingredients. What's a great gift idea for someone who's just starting this whole live fire journey?
You know, I go back. Stephen Reichlin had a book called How to Grill. It's probably every bit of 20 years old, 18 years old.
Yeah.
And I'm sure it's been revised. I've not looked at his revised copies of it. But you know what? I remember being, 20 years ago and really, really enjoyed it because of all of the step-by-step photographs. And there's something about sitting down with an actual book that's tangible that you can flip through on a Sunday morning when you're thinking about what you want to make. But this book, the way he actually outlined all the processes from any number of different proteins, to me was really a formative thing in my journey. So I would say go search out one of those. And that could be a really surprise good gift.
For those people who really want to splurge on their Grill Master or Barbecue Pitmaster this year, is there a piece of high-end equipment or a notable upgrade that you would suggest?
Buy a Cambro. It's a professional insulated cooler. You're talking it's several $100s, but you know what? Indestructible. And when you want to do a lot of barbecue, you want to do a lot of events, like let's go back to the turkey for Thanksgiving. You know, you've got a perfect spot to insulate it. It's not going to take up your beer cooler. They're lightweight, easy to store, easy to clean, and really make a huge difference when you're dealing with large proteins or a lot of protein.
Is there a size that you would recommend or that they're selling specifically to a backyard person, or does it just depend on how much food you're really looking to hold?
It depends. There are different sizes. They've got some drop-in ones that I couldn't give you the exact dimensions. And then I've got one, or actually I've got 3 that are like 3x2 as I look at them and try to figure out how big they are. So you can get different sizes to fit what you want. But, I always say try to anticipate what you're going to need it for. So get something a little bit bigger than you think that you do need. It'll last you forever. And it's a great add-on to have.
Could you buy a big one? So let's say maybe 10% of the time you would fill it to capacity. And the other 90% of the time you might use a quarter of it, you might use half. The long-winded question is, if I'm only using a smaller percentage of capacity, will it still work the same?
Yeah, I usually will put in boiling water to sort of preheat it more or less. So it's going to hold temperature like that for 3 hours. You can buy extra like warming plates that go in them to hold it even longer, or go the other direction and cool it down and use it to keep things cold. But yeah, completely, it's so well worth it. Oh my gosh!
All right, so you've given great advice for people that are looking to buy stuff for their Grill Master or Barbecue Pitmaster in life. What's on Mike Lang's holiday list? Something that you hope is on the Christmas tree or on the Christmas deck or in the Christmas grill studio this coming year?
Well, it will not fit under the tree, but I really want a walk-in cooler.
Holy moly. Look at you. Mike Lang, you retired.
Well, check this out.
Like you've just blown big idea. You got the huge barn and the walkways and you want a walk-in cooler. I want to be Mike Lang.
Yeah, but look, check this out. This only came to me like this summer from a neighbor. They basically sell those coolers like flat pack, like you're buying IKEA furniture in any size imaginable. So, I mean, I'm looking like at a 6x6 walk-in cooler. You put it together. Now, you obviously have to get all the refrigeration parts of it. Either you're super handy to do it or you hire somebody. But it's conceivable to do it for under $7,000, which I understand is not a small investment.
Wow. Yeah, but for you.
But you know what? If you are holding a lot of food, plus it's a great place to tap, all my beer kegs. That's also another +1.
Right.
But yeah, that's on my list. It won't fit under the tree, but
could you run tap lines through the wall too? I mean, you probably could. You're a handy guy.
Oh yeah, completely. Yeah, I got. As long as I'll need help with the refrigeration part of it, but past that, oh yeah, the beer part I'm probably most excited about. But yeah, being able to, store stuff in there easily. Oh my gosh. Yeah. But you got 6 turkeys in the fridge. It doesn't work out very well.
Well, I mean, you got, how big were you looking at? 7 by 10 or 58 by 28 or 6 by 6? Yeah. So, I mean, that's a, huge extra refrigeration chamber for you. And especially when you're doing big shoots or like this Thanksgiving that you just had. I mean, certainly ROI is quick and attainable, to say the least. All right, before I let you go tonight, look back at 2025. What do you think, your opinion, what was the biggest thing in live fire that happened this year?
Well, it's funny you had Al on. I was going to say live fire cooking, like, Santa Monica, Argentina, that sort of thing. Even they've got inserts for rubber kettles I've seen. I just think that's been other new brands, Brio, that, I think that's sort of a new thing that's coming. And I saw quite a bit of from different people this year. So I think I would put my money there.
Do you think that is going to carry into next year? Al was talking about maybe even coming up with some kind of I want to say sanctioning body of open fire cooking, but it sounded like he was going to be putting something together where you would see them either partnering with this barbecue event and attach an open fire event to it, almost like how SCA originally began kind of attaching the KCBS contest before they broke off on their own, and KCBS totally dropped the ball and shit the bed on that. But you think that's something people would get into?
Oh, I totally think so.
Yeah.
I mean, number one, it's cool as all get out. It's visually beautiful. And also, for the market, it's something new. Everyone wants the new shiny trinket, so to speak. And you've been at this long enough to see things like pellets pop up, griddles pop up, Kamanos pop up, and it's one more thing. But yeah, I think so.
Mike Lang is here for the last time in 2025, but he will be back in 2026 with a lot of great live fire news and recipes and insight. You can follow him on Instagram at Another Pint Please, and also at grillographers.cut, where your inner filming and photog nerd can nerd out on all the great stuff that he's actually showing you, and the website Another Pint Please. Mike, always appreciate the time. Great year this year. Appreciate the time, the effort, all the insight, and can't wait to do it again next year.
Yeah, thanks for everything, Greg. I really appreciate it.
You got it. There he is, Mike Lang, right there. Pro's pro. He's in, he's out, he's well-spoken, he's quick. You can't love Mike enough. That's what I say. I think I'm caught up here. There's a very good chance we could get out on time, top of the first hour, or top of the second hour. That's good. All right, so we'll do that. We'll come back. We'll wrap the first hour. We'll get you educated on what's going to be happening in the second hour. I need to take a drink because cotton is all in my mouth. Oh, stick around. I'll be right back.
You're listening to the Barbecue Central Show. Continuing to produce incredibly mediocre content in an exceptionally professional way. You're listening and watching the Barbecue Central Show. Once again, here's your host, Greg Rempe.
And we thank Mike Lang from Another Pint Please, anotherpintplease.com, his website. Buy his book for your live fire lover or for yourself. You like to read? You know how to read? One Beer Grilling, NASCAR Race Day Eats. You will thank me later. This I know. David Yule. Are there portable Cambros? And Mike Lang says yes, but you could also buy a cart if you need to wheel them around. Anthony Parliament, official cup sponsor and purveyor of the show, Anthony. They make them with wheels. Wow. Is that a big Cambro? I think I'm going to get a Cambro. Good idea, Mike. Good for you. You've convinced me. Do you have a discount code? I need a discount. Anyway, refresh your libations. We're pointing to the second hour. Stick around. We'll be right back.